afternoon, everybody. Oh, good evening or good morning. Happy Halloween for those that are still on the 31st for us. Welcome to November. So we're back. Yeah, I'm a little late. The hiccup. Yep, PC strikes again. Funny, yeah, I've had problems with the streaming one form or another. Now it's converted into the stream's going okay so far. I'll say so far. And just the PC causing problems now. So we're back. Doing the cabbage on the second field, and that was pretty much it. And then we only got carrots, but we don't have a carrot header. Well, we don't have a carrot header, but we definitely don't have the money for a carrot header either. So as usual, I've got Patrio with me. G'day Patrio, how are you, bud?
Yeah, not too bad at all, thank you very much. Another day, another crop.
We need to start making money, man. We started off with 6 million or so after we bought everything. And the boo was about 1 million itself, almost 1 million to buy. So I've got Courseplay working on the other one now. As an update. For those who are watching, you know that with the Courseplay, it got to a corner on a headland and just stopped. Now, I went and checked if there was an update for Courseplay last night after the stream and anything else updated, and there was an update for the AI lure, for the using the AI. There was a typo in the code which they fixed. Thing was though, when I grabbed it, I thought, alright, I got the other update which had the MP fixes and deleted some old code. And that was done 8 days ago as of last night, and the typo fix was done 7 days ago, so... Oh, my old pedal doesn't want to work today for some reason. Here we go. Yeah, so... I wasn't sure if I actually downloaded that update, so I downloaded just in case, and I just put the old Courseplay on field 2 with the barley from yesterday, and he got to a corner and managed to do it okay, so so far everything looks good on that aspect of things. Anyway, originally we were only going to do harvesting at the moment. What we got in the way of contracts for harvesting? Well, me and Patrio are doing it, and I've added an extra helper to represent Smudo at the moment. We've got carrots, we've got oat, we've got sugar beet, we've got hemp, and we've got potatoes. So, and sugar beet. So essentially, there's only 2 more things that we can really do. Well, there's plenty of sowing, plenty of cultivating, and there's some baling we could do, I suppose. And fertilising and harvesting. Yeah, the thing about it is, like I said, because this has got all year round growth, is when we get to the end of the year, basically the last day of winter, I want to go around and create a new farm and put loads of money in it, go around, buy all the fields, and then convert them into harvested field texture look with easy development controls. And then from there, I'm hoping that old seasons will go, okay, we've got the growth start from here. We'll do these fields for a summer crop, we'll do these fields for a winter crop, and give us a bit of normality as far as jobs. I thought it would be okay having different jobs at different times of the year, but the thing is like you got harvesting, and we found with the first part of spring and half of summer, well actually pretty much all of spring really, not half of summer, we haven't even got halfway through summer yet, that we had wet crop syndrome, an infection that they're trying to find a cure for, I'm sure, in the agricultural industry. But it's just not going to work, I don't think. We've got plenty of fields here, and yeah, if we do it at 5 times speed, we can do different jobs with the cultivating and ploughing and hopefully weeding and baling and all that stuff. I won't go around and buy up the grass fields. I'll leave them as they are. That I'm not too worried about. Just the crop fields. So I'm doing the up and down rows here while Patrio goes around the outside, And hope, oh, okay. Or maybe he's just going to go up and down as well, but in the opposite direction. Opposite?
Perpendicular. Perpendicular.
Yeah.
The idea is to get a couple of strips off the buckets and forward sides, just so you've got some turning room without having to worry about these trees and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking you'd go all the way round and just go down the other side and come back this way, and then maybe turn around and go the way you're going now, and then hopefully you would have been done by the time I got to the road that's got this tree in it. There we go again.
Nice. East side's got a couple of square metres of space between the road and the other field, so that should be fine for that side. I'll probably give it 4 or 5 stripes down this side.
Yeah, I can do a 3-point turn, I'm sure. So, yeah, I went to start the stream today, and I got the countdown going and all that, and I've got a countdown that's set to 7 minutes, and that just gets me a little bit organised, and once it hits 5 minutes and 10 seconds left, I go live, and in theory it should actually show up live right when it hits 5 minutes on the countdown. And so what I do is I have it in studio mode, which means that I've got a screen that's showing me what will be shown live, and a screen that I can do work on with the other scenes and that, and then I can transition it to go live after I've done with it. And I have them both up mainly at the beginning because I can bring up the Go Live box on OBS, and that comes up with all the info. I've got it set so it doesn't instantly go live. It comes up with showing me what the title is and everything like that, so I can double check all that and then click Go Live exactly when I need to. And I alt-tabbed out of the game to go do that, and my screen did a weird thing, and then I tried to bring up that box and it wouldn't come up, and then I had decided, well, I'm going to have to restart my computer. So Patrio jumped out of the game. I was waiting for Courseplay. I was just making sure the Courseplay harvester would do the turns, and it did, but it was not a good place to save the game for Courseplay. It was right at the corner, and it has a tendency, well, it used to, I don't know if it does anymore, but I wasn't going to take the risk. But it had a tendency to be very difficult to get it back on track from there. So I just waited until I got into a nice straight line, and I stopped and I tried to reverse, and I had no response from the pedals either. So hopefully no more problems, and I've really got to get on to the shop I bought this from. I'm thinking more and more now that it's the CPU than the motherboard. But it could have been a problem with the motherboard that's now caused damage to the CPU. So I'm going to have to get onto that and make sure they double check both. And if they both need a problem, I might, depending on what stock they've got available, I might do a sneaky thing and see if I can't say, look, if you're replacing both of them, how about you keep those and I'll pay the difference and go up to a 10th generation CPU and stuff. You're going to drive right in front of me? No, you're not. Otherwise, if it's just a CPU, I might just go for the change it. I've got the 11770, whatever. I think it's 77,000, whatever it is, KF model of CPU, and I wouldn't mind the K. I would have got the K. I didn't realise the KF didn't have integrated graphics, which I wouldn't mind. So I can plug my second monitor into the onboard graphics and then use the main monitor just purely for the old graphics card. Don't you get in the way. Is he going to get stuck in a tree?
Depends if his name's George.
You mean Frith?
I think it just means it's all linked together. Englishman, George, King, Frith, Lord.
I'm going to get to the end of this road by the time you get here, bud. What's going to get here for the truck? I'm not going as quick as I thought it was, and maybe it's a bit longer to the end. This red cabbage looks really good on the yeah, I'm not just saying that because it's a purple colour. And thankfully the driver doesn't drive on the crop because we'd lose him, we wouldn't be able to see where he was. He'd camouflaged. He'd be cabbage-flaged. Bada boom. Oh, I should have stopped at camouflage.
Well, if you didn't jump yourself back in, and I was considering that joke. I mean, for a crop that grows on the ground, it is some pretty low-hanging fruit.
Now, ideal is slowing down for traffic, but again, that's not ideal. Let's have a look-see with our eye in the sky at Y. Is he just emptied? Is that what the issue is? He seems to be going quite well. There's the old trailer. So trailer? Yeah, tipper, trailer, whatever. He's off somewhere else. Where's he off to? Onto the road. Onto field 4 almost. Now he's on field 4. What is going on? Oh, mind you, he's quite full of barley. Maybe he's on his way off to sell at the warehouse, perhaps.
That would have been just shy of 80%, so yeah, it's feasible. This is just manoeuvring.
But he's used pretty much the whole field 2, manoeuvre from the bottom of field 2, bottom right to the top left. No, I think he'll be filling. I think it's set to 70%, not 80% on that. It seems like a long way to go. Normally when they stop, they just stop, you know, close to where they emptied the harvester, but oh, hang on. Oh no, he's still on the move. It looked like he stopped. Aren't we trusting bosses here at JSP Contractors? Now he's turned around and come back. What is going on? That's the reason why we're got the eye in the sky, because we've been burnt with our employee. Oh my goodness me.
Looking at his speed readout from his GPS, I'm like, well, he's stuck doing 40 k's an hour at one point, which should be, you know, turning / manoeuvring. But for a second, he was cracking up to 80 k's an hour. So it's like, has he put the hammer down a little too hard?
No, he's just turned around. He's basically, when he started off at the... Oh yeah, he must be going to the right. Okay, so what he did is he started at the bottom right side of the second field, drove all the way to the waypoint at field 2 so he could turn around, weirdly enough, so he could go and drive on the right hand side of the road to go down the road in between 4 and 5.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a fatal flaw for auto drivers. It doesn't very intelligently go, I need to be in the opposite direction. There's a waypoint right next to me, but they're not linked, so I can't touch it.
Yeah, it's going, okay, I can go, that's the closest waypoint, but that one gets me there quicker, so I'll... Because they're right next to each other, one's going in one direction, one's going in the other direction. Yeah, you're right on that one.
Yeah, I mean, the only way around that would be to make, like, valid U-turn points. Or the bus stops coming off the road where there's a gap next to the field and road and enough room for it to do a hook.
Yeah, well, I mean, basically that's what he did. I'll have to do it all over the show, but I mean, literally that's what he sort of did. He found the nearest loop, which happens to be at the waypoint 4 field too. At least it wasn't miles in the other direction.
Yeah, like that server there just south of the shop they like going to.
Oh, have I finished my coffee? You better believe I haven't. I've come up with an idea, and this is for the people that play and watch the trucking sim videos now, streams. Yeah, in case you hadn't heard, what I'm looking at doing is every time we switch over to a new season in ETS or ATS, we're going to have a break in between those seasons by doing a convy mode stream. But I've come up with a great idea, and it's a great idea because I thought of it, so naturally I'm going to think it's a great idea, on how to do those convoy streams. So I've just got to think about the logistics and all that, and obviously I'm not a big community here, or a lot of watchers, so there probably won't be too many participants at the beginning of it, but hopefully it'll attract enough attention just so, I mean, yeah, for the views and everything else, but actually mainly because it'll be a lot more fun to do this with a few people. The logistics of it will get tougher for sure, but yeah. So what I'm going to do is I was actually going to borrow Mr. Patrio if he was free, which is a bit of a kick in the guts because these days Patrio's not available, and actually it would have been awesome to have him there for these as well. But it's a once a month deal. But just to test out a few things, because a couple of mods I will need. I definitely need the Pro Mods one, which I know you can use in Convoy mode. It's just a matter of knowing if you can use the map mods I've got with ATS, which is the Coast to Coast, the Reformer, and Canada Dream. Even if it's just Coast to Coast, that would be fine. Would make it big enough. Technically, the ETS one's probably big enough without Pro Mods, but it'll just be a bit more handy. But I'm going to look at this, test it out, see what I can do, and for the Convoy modes, for the moment, just to give you a bit of a clue, not to give it away too much, mind you, this is probably too big of a clue, especially for people that probably cotton on to, well, I know the movie really that this person's in, but I'm just going to think Burt Reynolds. Not Ryan Reynolds, Burt Reynolds. Actually, I might have thrown you out with that because he was in a trucking movie, but it's got nothing to do with it. Now I've unthrown you out.
Closest I can think of is, what was it? Transatlantic Trans Am? Probably as out as vague as I can describe it. I've probably got my actors mixed up.
Transatlantic Trans Am. Huh? That's the best thing I can reply to that.
Well, trucks, coast to coast, so therefore transatlantic, and then trucks and Trans Am. Well, as I said, I'm probably getting my actors mixed up.
Well, there's Trans Am. He did have Trans Am and Smokey and the Bandit, but that's not the movie I was referring to. Actually, I might as well say it because I get interest in people, because people can then let me know, go, yeah, I'll be interested in doing that. So what my idea is the movie I was referring to is Cannibal Run.
Ah, yep.
I'm doing a Cannibal Run Convoy mode, or Convoy edition. So we'll be working out, we'll get together, we'll start at one position, and we'll all get obviously the same cargo, go to the same, same destination. We're going to have the trader stability set up exactly the same for everyone, which means I've got to rely on people. I can rely on people I know to be able to do that, but it's just a matter of people that get in. Anyway, it'll be the first one to the destination. And we're going to have a leaderboard. I was thinking about leaderboards and stuff so we can get to a destination and then get another load. So we won't be doing World of Trucks because it'll be go as fast as you can. The first one there. So you get to your first destination and deliver your truck and try and find a way we can... well, actually, the person that gets here should take note of the time that they arrived when the screen comes up. And then we can do that. We can set them off like that. Or we can all start at the same time the next day and go first, second and third and have it like, you know, like they do with the Formula Ones and stuff like that. Points for the first, second, third and all that kind of stuff and make it a series. And obviously we'll get to the first destination and then we'll go to a next destination. It won't be just one race, it'll be a destination from one state to another over a long distance, or one country to another, and ETS over a long distance. So if any trucking simmers are interested in doing that and being involved with that, it'd be awesome, let me know.
In terms of a straight Cannibal Run, the obvious choice there would be Ubisoft's The Crew, or The Crew 2, either either. But obviously that would involve more car side of things rather than actual Euro truck. Because the other option would be more small scale, and something like the world of Grand Theft Auto 5, apart from its non-PG-ness. it is possible to pick up a random truck trailer in the middle of nowhere in a truck, and obviously it's, you know, a caricature of long roads that you can easily set one destination to another and time it that way. But then that's not, again, it's not Euro truck, even if you are using trucks.
Yeah, no, well, this is just for the trucking, for the convoy, just to make it something different. The other thing too is I forgot to mention what I have decided on. It's just the logistics of it. It's the hardest bit, people and organising all that. But what I will be doing is it's very simple. It's like I said, we get a delivery together, we start together, and it's the first one there. So, like I said, if we don't use wheel trucks and we haven't got the speed limiter, everyone has speed limiter off, everyone has the same trailer stability, just to make it even more interesting. So we don't have it on completely stable when it doesn't, when you go around a corner. We've got to throw in some obstacles there as well. And also, if you get fines for red light speedings or crashes, you get timed deducted.
Time, yeah. Oh, it'll be time added, time penalty. Same as motor car rules when you hit a road cone. I suppose the difference there is you can say that if you win by, say, 1 minute, then yeah, that's 1,000 or 1,000 points, or $10,000, or say $100 per second. And then unless you deduct your fines and fees from that.
Well, I was thinking just to make it people more cautious is like whatever you fine you get, how much your fine is how many seconds will be deducted. So if you get $1,000 fine, you get 1,000 seconds deducted from your time. Or maybe we could just narrow it down. So you get $1,000 fine, you get 100 seconds deducted. So that's almost 2 minutes. I mean, that might be over the top, and that's what I mean, the logistics of it, because you got to rely on people that are trustworthy, and there will be, there undoubtedly with the internet, there'll be people that might go, oh, I like doing that, but that for some reason it's important to them to have to win. And I won't go into the reason why. I know why. It's a silly reason why, but I also understand it. But it still doesn't make it silly. And so you got to have someone to keep an eye on it, and we can do what we do here with even though he's disappeared at the moment with using Ninja.
Kind of looking to find if there's a more reliable one, or if there's some reason why it does keep popping off.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it could be my end.
Yeah, I don't even think I can adjust it down. Like, I can't tell it to use 720p only.
Well, it shouldn't be, except for maybe on your end. Is it back up again?
Oh, it just popped up just then. Because like, on my end of the screen, it shows me how many people have access to the link, how many people are currently watching, and what the current bitrate is running at. Like, how much bandwidth it's using from my side.
But you should be yeah, you should be fine, because when you stream the Elite Dangerous,
Space Game, yep.
That was excellent quality. I mean, I was jealous of your quality.
1080p, 60 FPS, and I was using 6,000 bit per second.
Yeah, that's what I use. But the quality of the of this video was amazing. Oh, hang on. It was so good. I think it was better than whatever I'd used. Well, my streams are, I think. Maybe it's just the game and the quality of the graphics in the game, possibly. I don't know. I suppose the only way is actually compare it by doing it myself. But it was absolutely fine, so I don't think you've got a problem there. I've got a sneaking suspicion I've got something wrong with my internet. I think my router's a bit rooted. So I might have to ring them up and see, oh, when does my contract end? Oh, really? Oh, okay. Oh, give me a reason to stay. Like, well, actually what they normally do is when I ring up and have a look at, different contracts and that, they automatically offer me a brand new router for free anyway. Oh, we'll send you a new router. They've done it so many times when I didn't need them. Now I just go, well, when I do my contract changeover, which is every 2 years, I go, yeah. But I've had them like offer it before then. When I ring up, oh, we'll send you a new router.
I suppose for them sending you a router, it's more of a two-pronged convenience for their side. The first one is newer staff can more easily support it because it's the current model instead of some outdated one. And then that's the other one is that it's a brand new router, so you can't say that, oh, this router's 10 years old and it's never stopped working before, why does it stop now, blah, 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 because it's a new router.
It's not that. I mean, like I said, every 2 years I get a new router. But in between then, they want to send me a new router, which is the exact same model as the one I've got already. In fact, the first time they changed the router model and updated it was when I last changed my contracts, but before then I'd done 2 contracts and it was the exact same router.
Yeah, knock on wood, I'm glad that these fibre optic modems haven't been showing any problems, because from the fibre that comes into my house, we have a government supplied duplexer, which will just basically convert it down from fibre to gigabit. The only issues people have been having is the UPS battery backup on these things die after about 1.5 years, and the box just starts whinging at you that the battery's no good anymore. So you just tell it to mute the alarm and carry on, because I mean, if the power goes out, I haven't got a laptop, so I'm not really fussed about my Wi-Fi's being online whilst the if I get a power outage. You know, that's what the mobile phone's for. But yeah, no, I've been through a couple of like regular routers, because even way back when I first had DSL, they used to make a habit of running a modem for the phone line conversion, and then an actual router to handle everything else, which was, you know, more cables and running 2 boxes in the corner. But the idea was if one fails, it's cheaper to replace the half rather than a full-blown, you know, $200 router. Well, $200 modem router.
Yeah, well, that's the beauty about our country. You get them for free. They just hand them to you.
Pretty sure I could have gotten one with a contract, but living in a rental apartment, and at one point I was shifting every 1.5 years, so I really didn't want to be locked into anything that was tied down to the house. That and being a tech head, I look at their stuff and go, yeah, but it's all watered down and, you know, ISP locked. I'd rather do something manually, thanks.
Yeah, mine isn't though. I can do all that. There's a difference between mine and my son's. My son's with the power company that I'm with. Supplies the power to him and also the internet. And unfortunately for him, his net type is moderate. You can't get an open net type because they don't supply that feature on their modems.
The biggest one that made me laugh is Telstra, which is one of the biggest, you know, telecommunications providers in this country. Their DSL routers will refuse to connect unless you had the full email address of the client account as the username. So in this case, it'd be user@telstra.com. So the idea is that if you try and take a Telstra router and put it into a different service, like I'm with an ISP called Westnet, and if I try and put it into mine, the idea is that having the router require the extension means I can't use it with my Westnet account, because my Westnet account ends with @Westnet. Joke's on them, every other ISP ignores everything after an @ symbol, because they don't use the full email address as authentication, they just need the username by itself. So I literally put in my username at Telstra, and my ISP Westnet goes, well, we don't care about the @Telstra bit, we'll just chop it off, and yeah, you can authenticate and connect quite happily. But it caused a lot of confusion when people would buy third-party routers to use on Telstra, because they put in their username, just username. Oh, it's not connecting, it's not validating. Yeah, you got to do the whole @Telstra. It was always just a quirk of how they wanted to try and lock things down. It was always a pain in the rear.
Yeah, I haven't tried it because I'm with Vodafone, and they've always been good. They're cheap, but customer service is the main thing to me. I don't mind spending a little more for a product as long as I know when I ring up I get decent customer service. And that's why I've stuck with the same power company.